Welcome to Stager Savvy, insider secrets to stage your home and sell it for more. My name is Stephanie. This is the podcast where we bring you the latest tips, tricks, and expert insights from the world of professional staging. And I'm joined by my friend and fellow staging expert, Candace.
Hi, everyone. We may be competitors in the Denver market, but we believe in abundance and collaboration over competition, and we're here to share our collective knowledge with you. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn from the experts. This is Stager Savvy.
Welcome to episode 3 of Stager Savvy, everybody. Today, we are answering frequently asked questions about home staging. I know I get the same questions over and over. Candace, I'm sure you do too. Today we're gonna dive in and answer some of those.
Hopefully we can answer most of them.
Hopefully.
The first one being, how do I know if my home needs staging? Well, all homes need staging.
Yes.
As Barbara Schwartz said, there is no price range where it doesn't work and no price range that does not want more money.
Right. Amen. Right. Everybody wants more money. Every house is going to look better than it did before the stager gets there.
Absolutely. All homes can use staging.
For sure. That's an easy one, I feel like.
Yeah. Yes.
Good place to start though. And how about, I know there's a lot of people too that say, can't I just do some decluttering, right? That's a big one. I'll do it myself. I'll get myself a little checklist. And yeah, that's just great. But if you're just decluttering, your furniture might still be arranged in a wonky way, or you might have horrible paint colors on your walls that you don't notice because you've lived there for a while and you're used to that color and you like it, you think it's fine, right? So getting a professional in there, they're going to see things that you're not seeing, and they're going to make recommendations that are going to help your home get sold as fast as possible.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The other question I get is, how much notice does a stager need to stage? And it varies with every company, but generally the stager's got to come out to your place, take some measurements, take some photos, put together the design plan. Once you've agreed on the price, then the stager needs to find a delivery slot for you. So oftentimes it takes up to a week, sometimes more, depending on how busy the stager is and how busy the delivery company is, because especially at times when it's really busy market, like spring, harder to get a time slot for delivery window. So it often takes at least a week and sometimes more.
Yeah. And also, I mean, I feel like it varies too for whether it's that type of staging where you're getting the furniture and all of that for a vacant home, or if it's just an occupied consult. I know for me, my business is just occupied consultations. And a lot of times I'll get calls, hey, how soon can you get a consultation in? Like, probably not tomorrow, but usually within a week. So it's usually pretty quick. If not within 1 week, for sure within 2 is generally how my scheduling goes for consultations. How about you?
Yeah, it's about that for me too. But at the busy season, it can be,
a little longer
further out.
When it's busy, right? For sure. How about what rooms need to be staged? I know this comes up a lot. I like to stick to, I mean, if you're thinking of a 2-story home, generally the main highest priority rooms are going to be those main floor rooms, right? It's going to be your living room, your dining room, your family room, your kitchen, but then also the primary bedroom and primary bath, right? All of those are the main places that buyers really care the most about. They're the places that need to welcome them in. They need to make the buyer really fall in love with the space. Additional spaces like kids' bedrooms, they're just kind of looking to see how big they are and, oh, how's the closet? Okay, cool. Like it's still important to make them look nice, but highest priority for sure is those main living areas, living room, dining room, kitchen, primary bedroom. Anything else?
Absolutely. So a lot of times if you're doing some house hunting, you'll notice that a number of the bedrooms or spaces will be vacant. And, you know, in my opinion, almost every room needs to be staged. Those bedrooms, those additional bedrooms, they are of value to that home. And when, you know, you're looking up the house listing, each bedroom has value. So if you make the bedrooms look amazing, then you really are going to connect to those buyers. But oftentimes people don't want to spend the money in those extra spaces. So it's really an individual call, but the main spaces, as Stephanie mentioned, are really the most important.
Yes, for sure. Okay.
So we both get this a lot. What should we do before our consultation?
Oh my gosh.
Want to like get moving and get involved. And a lot of times, I don't know about you, but I have opportunities where the agents already come in and told them to pack everything up and declutter everything, which for me, you know, they may be packing away stuff that we could use in the home to stage. So
yes,
we like to have, you know, any larger pieces of decor left out. Definitely pack up your personal belongings, any personal photos, any religious artifacts that you may have, because buyers can't see themselves in your home if they see you in their home, in the home.
That's right. Yeah.
Anything just to be really neutralized is important. Also outdated accessories and
oh gosh.
what else do you find?
Oh, the green vines that are from 1982 or whatever, right? Take the green vines down. Fake plants are okay, especially new fresh ones.
Yes.
Because they're really a lot better today than they were 30 years ago. But yeah, the crawling vines, or even just the old fake stuff that's 30 years old, it needs to go away. It's dusty, it's yucky, it dates the home, and it doesn't make it feel like a modern home. It makes it feel old.
I agree.
What else? Clutter. You talked about clutter.
Yeah. So that kind of leads into what should they be doing? And I would suggest they start to pre-pack like their out of season clothing, maybe things in their linen closets to make that look nice and roomy.
Right. Closets are still important, right?
Closets are very important because most likely the people who are looking for this new home have run out of space.
That's exactly right. And
they want to see
if your closets are packed full, they're going to think, oh, this home doesn't have enough space. So if you can edit that stuff out and pack up maybe half of your clothes, 3/4 of your clothes, and have everything looking very roomy and comfortable, buyers are going to be like, oh yeah, we've got plenty of space here.
But just don't pack up everything. A lot of times the agents will say, pack it all up until when the stager gets here. And that kind of almost defeats the purpose of us coming in, because we are seeing things with a different eye than an agent, and as a stager sees it. And so we may be using some of those pieces and helping really capture those emotions in the buyers.
Right. Along those same lines, how far in advance should you be calling the stager? I mean, I know I've had calls anywhere from same day as photos, not a call, but a consultation, same day as photos, all the way up to over a year before they're planning on it. And really that timeline depends on how you're going to talk to the person. But I think ideally they have at least a month or so that it can still be cluttered. We can see through that clutter. We can tell you what clutter to pack and what to keep and all of those things, so that when it comes time to pulling it back together, we're shopping your space. We're using what you have to, create little vignettes and things like that.
Absolutely. So
What is your,
I do think as far out as you can possibly do it before listing, because
yeah,
that gives the homeowners the opportunity to start making repairs and maybe changing out light fixtures and maybe having the house inside and out painted. So it
for
gives them
sure.
enough time to get these things done, because so often, I'm sure it happens to you too, is like you said, we'd like you to come tomorrow and the photos are going to be in the afternoon, which really
Right.
give us or the sellers enough time to complete the tasks that we're going to do.
Right. So we might shift furniture a little bit and we might move a centerpiece, but there's not a whole lot we can do day of um,
Good one.
without having a prior consultation.
Right.
Oh gosh, there was something else I was going to say along those lines and it's bittered away. That's okay.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
So this is really an important one that I get a lot. Well, can't I just stage the home myself? What's your answer to that, Stephanie?
Oh my gosh. Where are we? Anyway, I'm looking at my notes and I'm not, oh gosh. Yeah, they could stage themselves, but if you do, right, you probably Googled something, you're finding this generic checklist and you're going to follow along and do what it says. But that's great. Your home will look better than it did before you started.
Sure.
But when you have a professional come in, you're getting those individualized recommendations for your property. And you're also getting all the reasons why the stager is making these recommendations. Like, we don't just tell you do this. At least I don't. I know you don't.
Just take it up and say, hey, why don't you do this?
Right. It's all the reasons, like, do this because whatever the reason is. I like to recommend that there's a mirror in the entryway. Why? Well, because buyers are going to come in, they're immediately seeing themselves in the home. It's like a whole psychological thing. And we need to play to that. We need to let the buyers or the sellers know why these things are important and why they're focusing so much on those potential buyers.
I love that.
Right. Also, every home is unique. Every home requires a unique and specific plan, right? So yeah, there are those YouTube videos, there are those checklists out there that address home staging really broadly. They're not specific to your property. So that's where the professional coming in, it's individualized, it's your property. Another thing is it's also really hard for you to be objective about your own home and see it with the same critical eye that a buyer is going to see it with.
Absolutely.
Right. And a stager can do that. A stager can assess the home and the consultation is the same and all the recommendations are specific to each property. So we might identify some improvements, some updates, like lighting, like you were saying. I mean, fresh lighting makes such a difference.
Huge difference.
It's amazing. So we're going to identify those improvements, those updates that you can make. Google the whatever you find on Google is not going to tell you those things. We're going to help you clearly define an approach for each area of the home to eliminate distractions that are going to keep the buyers from seeing and remembering the best features, right? We're going to highlight those best features. The checklist that you find online is not going to know what the best features are of your home. Getting a professional in your home, seeing your space is going to help you find those best features, knowing what to highlight and just making it look its absolute best.
Yes.
Okay. Anything to add to that?
Awesome.
Okay.
No, but a stager is objective. If you
For
live in your
sure.
house for 30 years, you are not objective when it comes to what buyers are looking for. So
For sure.
that's really important, bringing in a professional who is objective and can say things that maybe you don't necessarily want to hear. Like your carpet is gross and it's time to replace it.
Right. And I know too, like an example I always
that.
give is my own home. I bashed my vacuum into the wall and there's a little chunk of drywall taken out. And oh yeah, as soon as I did it, oh, I got to fix that. And it probably happened 10 years ago, but I still haven't fixed it. Like, I live here, it's just there, it's fine. But all of those things we sort of get used to seeing in our own space.
Sure, yes.
And having a fresh set of eyes. I mean, that one, of course, I know about because I see it every day, and I do actually notice it every day because I know I need to fix it. But a lot of those things we kind of get blind to, little nicks in the wall or places where we need to touch up paint or any of that stuff, or smells, right? And somebody new coming in is going to notice all of those things that we may not notice about our own homes anymore because we've been there for so long. It's home. It just is what it is, right?
Right. So Stephanie, what can you tell us about virtual staging, and what are your thoughts on virtual staging?
Oh gosh.
Question asked all the time. Agents specifically, and I have my own thoughts as far as virtual staging is concerned, but tell me yours.
I will say I have been involved in a listing where there was some virtual staging done, and I'll tell that story in a minute. But my thoughts, I don't like it. I feel like it's misleading. I feel like, and maybe there might be some kind of a rule or something, because I noticed in the MLS pictures that I see, you see the empty room and then the virtual staged room. So maybe that's a requirement. I don't really know. I don't know all the realtor rules, but that fine. Yeah. Here, this is what it looks like when it's empty. And here's what it looks like. Here's an option for what you can do with your furniture or whatever. But so those great pictures and those great visuals, the buyers are going to be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Let's go check it out. And then they get there and they walk into the home and then it's like, wall, and it's empty and it's boring. And they're like, what? Oh, this is not what I expected. And they're just let down, and you don't want their first impression of the home to be a letdown because it doesn't look the way that it looked online.
And only 17% of buyers can actually envision how they will live in a home. So here they come into this vacant home that they thought looked so great because it was virtually staged, and then it's vacant. And then they go, oh. So
I guess we should clarify virtual staging for those of you that are questioning that is where someone has digitally applied furniture and accessories to a photo. There's no actual furniture involved. It's images placed on an image, right? I don't like it. I feel like it's misleading. My involvement was, it was a occupied home, but the homeowners were moved out. But there was some furniture left. So I came in and I brought some stuff. We purchased some stuff to bring in. And we had some stuff that they had a amazing space in the garage that was a finished room. Could have been a great workout room. It could have been a great office. It overlooked their courtyard. Like, it was a fabulous room. And so we had decided we were going to there was a desk in the main house that we were going to take out there, and we were going to make it this beautiful office space.
Awesome.
And come staging day, we couldn't get the desk out the back door. Like, it would not fit. And so we're like, oh, it won't, we can't. I guess the desk stays here. We'll do this instead. Like, all of these last minute changes are happening. And the photographer was there that day with me. It was actually photo day. It was sort of everything all in one day. It was a little nutty, but it was fine. It was so much fun. But so the photographer was there. She's like, well, maybe I'll check with the agent and maybe I can virtually stage that room. And I was like, oh, okay. But
not optimal.
Right. Not optimal, but also in my mind, priority spaces are, the main living areas, whatever. This is a garage room. I'm like, it's okay if this extra garage bonus room, whatever, is empty. That's okay. Yeah, that's probably an option. And so that's what we did. And she did a beautiful job on the virtual staging. It looked really good. I never heard any feedback, so I don't know what clients ever thought about it or anything, but it worked in that case. Like, we didn't have a choice. I mean, I guess it could have been empty and not virtually staged at all, but in that case, I feel like the virtual staging, at least they could see an option of what they could potentially do with the space, even if once they got there, it wasn't there.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. I don't love it. I guess
Usually agents do that when they don't want to spend money on real staging.
right.
Because it's a lot less expensive. But again, it's disappointing. And then you've got a vacant house. And so what do people's eyes do when they are in a vacant house? They are looking for issues and problems.
There's nothing pretty and fabulous for them to focus on. So they're finding all of the flaws throughout the house, which is what they're buying. And when we have beautifully staged furniture, we're admiring the furniture and we're distracted a little bit from what the flaws might be because it looks so great. So we don't care so much.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. They notice all the flaws. Okay. Anything else? I think
virtual staging, it's not optimal.
Not optimal. Don't do it.
People do it all the time.
Yeah. How about this? This is a good one. Are there any risks or downsides to home staging?
I don't think there's a single downside to home staging. I mean,
I don't think so either.
It's kind of expected actually, and it's actually a good thing to stage your home. So I don't really see any downsides. Do you?
No, I mean, we even in the last episode, we talked about the advantages to sellers and the advantages to real estate agents. I mean, really, it's all positive.
Yeah.
It's going to sell faster. It's going to sell for more money. It's going to look amazing. It's going to scream that it's been well taken care of. Like all of those things, there's no downside. And even if you don't do full on staging, just by getting that consultation, your home is going to look so much better than it did without it. So yeah, I see no downside.
Me either.
Okay, good.
So some mistakes though, common mistakes to avoid when home staging your own home.
Yeah.
There's many here.
There's many. The things that come to mind: keeping personal items out, family photos, things like that, collections, keeping religious items out. Again, you talked about that earlier. Like it just makes it hard for people to see themselves in that space if they're surrounded by all of your things, all of your personal items, right? They feel awkward. It's hard for them to fall in love with it if they feel like they're invading your space. So get all of those personal, religious, all of those things out. Other mistakes, people use old or dated time-stamped items. Again, the fake greenery.
Oh, Stephanie, I got a great story for that. I had a client recently and this guy had two big dogs. So we couldn't stage with actual furniture because he was worried his dogs were gonna destroy the furniture. So we brought in, we did a staging enhancement with some art and some other pieces. And his mom, after I destaged, I went back and as I was gathering my items, his mom had come in and brought her own things because she was having so much fun with staging.
Of course, it's fun.
So when I walked up to the front door, there was a wreath that was faded and old looking. And then I went inside, there was an old rocking chair in the living room with an old table next to it and a huge fake greenery. Oh gosh, I don't even know what you would call it, but it was so dusty and faded and old looking that, in my opinion, I thought to myself, I love that she was trying to help, but I love that she was trying to help, but what she was doing was the opposite. She was bringing in old dated things, which brought the perceived value down.
Right.
So when we bring in updated plants and fresh plants, they're clean and they're more modern looking, and those things have really improved since the 80s. So
for sure.
Not everybody can be a stager. I love that she wanted to help him,
Yes.
but she was actually doing the opposite of what
It's,
we wanted.
yeah, it's not just bringing stuff in to fill the
Right.
space, right?
Right.
That's another thing, another mistake I see is like, if it's a vacant room, they try to put like 2 chairs and a table in the living room just to
Yep.
put something there. Like,
Right. Right.
that's, if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all, right? It's better left vacant in that case.
And we
I don't
see a lot, I don't know about you, but I think in my business, I see a lot of homes with light staging in them. And I'm not sure that's actually doing what we want staging to do. And
Right.
because buyers instead look at it and go, well, that looks silly to have that one chair over there with the lamp next to it.
Exactly.
Instead of staging the home as you would if you were going to live in it.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's all about making it look
maybe don't
good,
like
marketing it to the seller, to the buyer.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else in that?
Overpacking, we kind of talked about that. That's a big one. I feel like a big mistake clients make is overpacking before a consultation.
Oh, a lot of times I'll be like, do you have any art? And we'll go, down to the basement that they've pulled all the art down. And here we are going through their art in the basement, trying to find something that works.
Yeah. Or they've put it in storage and they can't even get to it or don't want to. And then we've got naked walls, and
yeah,
that's not great either. So yeah, don't make those mistakes, folks. Okay. Is it necessary to stage a vacant home? I mean, we kind of talked about that with the virtual staging a little bit, right? Like nobody wants to walk in to just an empty room. And even the pictures of just an empty room don't look good online.
There's no feeling there. Buyers,
right.
Home buying is such an emotional experience. And so buyers want to feel emotion when they walk into a home. That's what makes them decide on your home versus somebody else's home. And vacant homes just don't capture emotion.
Yeah, that's it. And just in a nutshell, right? It's just empty rooms, and it's boring.
So in our opinion, yes. And not every staging company does vacant homes.
Right. I don't.
Not every company does occupied homes. So you're going to want to find a staging company that does specialize in vacant.
For sure. Because I don't think I could do it. Like, I don't want to do vacant homes. And I don't know that I would be that good at it. I don't know. It's like the whole empty room sitting in front of me is like, oh my God, what do I do with that? I like having the pieces and being able to piece it together, and how will this look better if we move the furniture? And I don't know. I need a starting point, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and along those same lines, I get a lot of my clients will say, oh, can I come and help you pick the furniture you'll be using in my house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want help?
No.
Do you want me to bring my old rocker?
So I typically answer with, you hired me to stage the home, so you need to trust that I am going to do my best for you to make your home work. For the buyers walking in, so that for the photos, so it looks great for photos and for buyers. And if you start giving me your opinion on what I'm selecting, then that process is going to take forever. So, and honestly, we're not going out and shopping for your house. We are, we're either going into our warehouse and finding what's available at that time, or we're going to a warehouse that can rent to stagers and what they have available at that time, and what will work in your home versus, what's there to choose from. So it is a bit complicated. And if I had to have the homeowner watching me select, that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, if you don't like that, it doesn't matter what the homeowner likes. To be blunt about it, right?
That's very true.
It's about the buyer. It's time for the homeowner to release, let you do your job, know that you're going to make it look great. You're the professional as far as, the home seller knows what style they like, and what they think is pretty, but that may not be what the rest of the population likes. And
Right.
we as stagers know what the rest of the population likes. We know what buyers are attracted to.
Mhm.
So let your stager
Well,
let
and
your
they've
stager do their thing because they know what the buyers are wanting.
right. And hopefully they've already looked on our website and looked at our portfolio and
Yes.
decided they like the work that we do. So don't micromanage it and let
Right.
the stager do what they are good at, which
That's
is
right.
staging.
It will look better than if you tried to micromanage that.
Had quite a few clients who've wanted to do that. And
Yeah.
I say no.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Any other questions that you can think of that you get a lot?
Gosh, we hit a lot of questions
We
today.
did hit a lot. I
Well,
can't
why
think
don't
of
we just
anything
end
else.
with this wonderful quote by Barbara Corcoran, and it says, "Home staging is no longer optional in this real estate market. It is a must." And I
It is a
agree.
must. Completely.
Stephanie agrees.
Yes. That's good. Thank you. That's a great way to end. I like ending with a quote.
I know, me too.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, have a great day. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Right. And what's our next episode about?
I have no idea.
I don't either. So
We'll
stay
figure it
tuned.
out.
It'll be a surprise.
That's right. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Stager Savvy, insider secrets to stage your home and sell it for more. We hope you've enjoyed our discussion on home staging and gained valuable insights that you can apply to your own real estate journey.
If you have any questions, ideas for future episodes, or would like to learn more about our services, please feel free to visit our website, stagersavvy.com, or reach out to us directly at stagersavvy@gmail.com. We're always here to help.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay up to date on the latest episodes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us and helps us improve our content and reach more people.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.